Greetings, I'm Stachelin, and this is Starters with Stachelin. Today, we're talking about Stellan villager houses, a another staple in Minecraft architecture. In fact, it's very common that you see people stealing village houses, and someone's like, "Oh, village, awesome! I can get villagers now." They move in, just take a villager house and call it their own. It's easy and it's simple to do. All you have to really do is remove a couple of blocks from the inside, add in some basic stuff, furnace, crafting table, whatever, and you're set. Now, there are debates as to which house is the right house to take, and that's understandable, of course, and there's a lot of options. You got the classic church, you've got the standard house, you've got all kinds of buildings you could take, and there was more of a debate back before the village and pillage update happened. But today we're just going to kind of go over some general ideas, and I'm going to do a separate separate video on the village church later. That will probably be next episode, in fact. So, let's get into it. What does a basic house look like? So as you can see, it's a little cramped, right? There is a lot of storage, and you probably don't really need this much if it's just a starter house. You could probably get away with really just this. But, of course, having all of this makes it easier, right? You've got more space to store items. And heck, if you really want to add more storage, start putting them in the floor. Now, normally, I'm a pro chest kind of guy. I'm not normally a barrel guy, but when you've only got so much space, you need to be able to stack storage quickly. And because of chests not being able to open if there's a full block, it becomes difficult, right? Having the barrels instead really allows you to maximize the amount of storage space you can use. So there's a little bit of basics, right? You just crafting table, tons of storage, cooking, bed to sleep. Oh wow. That's all you need, you know? Really all I need. Oh, I just broke my house. And insurance can cover that, I'm sure. They'll never know. Alright, let's look at something a little bit more spacious. Now this next house is an example of what you can do with just a tiny bit more space and just a tiny bit of actual interior work. So if we come in here, as you can see, I do like my storage. You see, I'm a person who collects way too much of everything that they grab, so my inventory is always full. And I practically need to be able to put shulker boxes inside of shulker boxes to truly remedy that issue. That's how many items I'll always grab, because I'm always like, oh, I'm going to end up using this for a build later. I usually end up doing it, but either way, I do usually use it. It's just, even then, it's probably not enough of whatever I grabbed anyhow. So, here we are. We got a bed, we got furnaces, crafting table, got an ender chest this time, splurged a little bit on that, and tons of storage, and a little bit of life just to make this place not completely unbearable to live. And this is all you really need in a house, right? I mean, it's standard. This is usually all you put in your house anyway, but there's just a little bit more space here. Now, you could do what we did in the last episode, which you haven't watched it, go watch it. But what we could do in the last episode, like we did, is make this an upper loft. Maybe put, like, oak trapdoors down so you can kind of see through the floor a little bit. Put a ladder, like, right here in this corner. Move your bed and more storage up here and have this as a bit more of like a workstation kind of area, you know? And that's very possible. You've got a nice vaulted ceiling here. You absolutely could do that. But it's up to you, of course, right? This is your house. This is where you're living. These are just ideas. That's the whole point of this series, is giving you guys ideas. But you know what? Let's just take a look at it quick. Let's see what it looks like. Alrighty, in this rendition, we've got a little bit extra for you. See, I haven't yet done any basements with this. We'll get down there in a second. There really isn't anything that's fancy down there. But I just want to come up to here first and show you what I thought I was going to do. So we got, again, a little bit of a basic balcony. Of course, more storage. Why not? Also, it's a loft, not a balcony, Stachelin, but I'll leave it to me to be dumb. Whereas this is pretty standard. I just had to remove these chests so I could put these trapdoors down, and I couldn't put a ladder here because otherwise I'd burst through the ceiling right up there on that block, and so that wasn't gonna work. Down here, we just got a basic enchant setup. Of course, you got your full level 30 enchants. This is more than enough bookshelves to get level 30. So we're good there. Of course, you got all your cooking capabilities still right there. And a nice plant still. So that's all you really, really need. And that's actually, you know, for all the space you got, it does, yes, it does feel tight, but it's really, really space effective. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck here. It's not nearly as indulgent as that right over there. You know, it's pretty basic. It's all you really need in a house. Now, just for SNG, I'm going to show you one last version you can make. Alright, after way too much time spent trying to build this for a joke at the end of the video, because it's kind of how I've just been doing this, we have the final cabin. It is cabin. We have the final house. Now, I must say, this is more Villager House inspired than it is Villager House-esque, right? And I'll have to, you'll see that when, and I'll explain it more when you get to see it. Here we are. So this is a nice kind of U-shaped style house. Got a nice path walking up. Very cozy, very spacious at the same time. You come on in here to this nice copper door, and you got some nice handmade interior. I did this myself. Just placing things down and thinking hey, it might look good. And honestly, it does look pretty good. I've never really done interior. This is like one of my first real attempts at actually doing it. And I think I did a dang good job. The lighting is very thematic. It's not like just torches everywhere. It's candles, you know, it's a fireplace. Right? The light makes sense. It's not just putting stuff anywhere. And it's also, you know, got some mood lighting. You know, there are some darker spots here. You come into this, like, kind of wine cellar area. We got some brewing and stuff. This house does have a lot of capabilities. It does have a lot of the things that you'll need. You know, as you can see, plenty of storage, but you also got your furnaces, stone cutter, a grindstone. You got a smithing table right here. These are a mix of chiseled bookshelves and normal bookshelves, by the way, for those of you who weren't as astute. More storage under here, even more storage under the stairs. As I said, I really need a lot of storage, so I build lots of storage into my homes. We come up to the second floor, got another one of these kind of like memorial-looking things, I guess. Bit more storage, and then we get some more paintings in here just for like painting's sake. I really love this one. I don't know what exactly it is, but I really am a fan. Got a nice balcony right here. Beautiful views out of these windows, I must say. Got a nice table, got a heavy core right there to flex. Some couches here, one looking out this way over at the build from last episode. One looking at the books. Again, lighting through candles and normal, you know, ambient means. And here we got kind of like the flexing and gear area. You know, we got your dragon egg, your dragon head, the elytra. Got like an armor PvP equipment station, you know. First an ender chest just in case you need it. And then we come in here. We got an eye blossom. It does open and close as time and as night and day happen, of course. Got a nice writing desk here. Got a bed, two beds right next to each other. So if you got your Minecraft girlfriend or boyfriend, you know, of course you can stay together. Got a nice little wardrobe right here, nice little closet, and yet another view of that build. And I believe that will do it for this video. Just so you know, I will put out this schematic of this build on my Patreon. So if you want to get it, it's gonna be like a couple dollars, or you can subscribe at like $1 a month and get access to all of the schematics I have, at least most of them. I don't think all of them I have currently available for subscription, but like most of them aren't. I'm gonna be honest, well, not all of them are actually that great. So yeah, it's up to you. If you want if you want all of them, just get like the just get the subscription. It's easier. But if you're really looking for just one, just buy the one. It makes more sense to do it that way. Anyhow, if you did like this video, leave a like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Let me know, what do you want to see in future episodes? Like I did say earlier, next episode is going to be the Villager Church, which I have so many plans for. I think you guys are going to love that one. That's going to be quite fun. But anyhow, tell your folks I says hi. Take care now. Bye.